Hi, and welcome to Career Clinic. This is your chance to get questions that you have about your career, how to progress in your career, how to get the career you want answered. I have lots of people who write to me all the time with questions about what to do next, where to go, how to get there. And one of the things I'm often asked is, how do I find out what people really think of me? How do I really understand my reputation? How do I know how people see me? And that's particularly important in terms of knowing how not just your boss sees you, but the decision makers in the organization, the people who are going to be determining whether you get a pay rise, whether you get a promotion, where you might go in your career within that organization. And so the first place to start is to ask those questions, to be genuine about seeking feedback from people. Because what I often see is people say, oh, I love feedback, but then when they get the feedback, they don't accept the feedback, or they criticize the feedback, or they'll act as though they're listening to the feedback, but then do nothing with that feedback. So firstly, when you're seeking feedback, be genuine about your interest in getting that feedback. Go to a broad range of sources. So don't just go to your boss. Go to other people around you, and not just people that you think are going to say nice things about you. It's great to get the compliments. We all love having compliments, but you really do need to hear the feedback, the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly. Doesn't mean that all that feedback is truthful. It's just that person's perspective, but understanding that perspective is going to help you better know how people see you, how people view you, how people talk about you when you're not in the room. And it's only once you have an understanding of that feedback that you're then able to go, well, if this is my reputation or my brand in the market or my brand in that organization, how does that align with where it is I want to get to? Because if there's a mismatch between how people see you and how you need to be seen in order to get the career that you want, then you've got something that you need to do. And that's to find a way to close that gap. And that's only going to ever happen if you know how people see you. Once you've got a sense of what that reputation is, you can then build a plan in terms of how you close that gap. And that's about positioning yourself. And it has to be done from a base of authenticity. You can't position yourself in a market as an awesome leader or as a great problem solver if you're not. So there's got to be a connection between the two. And once you're able to understand, position, so that you've also closed that gap, that puts you in a much better position to be able to get the career that you want. So your position, your brand, your reputation, whatever you want to call it, it is something that is with you all the time, and you need to protect it, but you also need to work really hard to elevate it and to constantly seek to stretch it and to make sure that it's working for you. Have fun and take care.